Good morning. It is Monday morning and the rain is softly falling outside this morning. I am down here sneakily early in the yoga room. I try to record these at home, but I have 3 dogs that have other ideas. So I thought instead of upping my level of frustration, I would just sneak down here to record this video for all of you. This morning's video is all about restorative yoga. I was reading my daily book, my daily reading. If you hear clanging, by the way, in the background, it is just the heating system here as we warm up the space. My daily readings this morning spoke of extreme self-care, and it got me thinking that although yoga, meditation, and breath work, they are all great tools for self-care, I wanted to give you a deeply restorative practice that you can use that really puts the brakes on even more than usual and will help to soothe the nervous system. If you tend to be a caregiver, taking responsibility for other people's levels of happiness or contentment, that may be amped up right now because we're all at home, snuggled in with each other in the same space, and you need to be able to take a break. I know for myself, if I get too caught up in that role of caregiver, making sure that everybody has what they need, making sure that everybody is happy and content, and if that's not happening, I take that on as my responsibility, which can be very exhausting and depleting. Let's come into our restorative practice this morning with the idea that we are going to welcome ourselves on our mat just as we are showing up this morning. It may be with fear, joy, love, sadness, happiness, whatever it is, welcome it all and judge nothing. I'm going to lead you through meditative pieces in each pose. So once we get settled, I will ask that you close your eyes, resting deeply, and I will offer you a contemplation in each pose. Everything is taken out of the Radiance Sutras book that I shared with you, written by Lauren Roche, R-O-C-H-E. For this practice, if you have a bolster at home, great. If not, I'm going to use 2 bed pillows and a blanket just so that you can see how that is done. So go get a couple of pillows and a blanket. If you're watching this recorded, which probably many of you are, you can just pause the video for a moment. 2 big pillows, a blanket, maybe another smaller pillow, and get yourself a couple of blocks or a couple of big books that are about this size. That is what you'll need for this practice. Place your props aside for now and just inhale your arms up overhead. You can hold on to your hands, one then the other. Just stretch out the ribs a little bit. Twist side to side, just coming into a very informal little warm-up. Tune into your own yoga teacher this morning. I feel funny calling myself a teacher as I am just your guide. Some cat-cows here in seated. You all have your own teacher within that knows exactly what you need in any given moment. Take your chin, draw a half circle from one shoulder to the other. Feel free to stop and linger. Use the bobblehead technique to work out the sticky spots. And then come back to center. A restorative class, a restorative practice is really great at night, right before you go to bed, but it's also really great in the morning. Interestingly enough, it can help you ease into your day and set the tone for your day. So feel free to do this practice whenever you need it. It can also be what I like to call a spiritual speed bump in the middle of the day if you ever do it around lunchtime. We're going to come into a restorative child pose first. I will get you into the pose, and then I will be sitting up again, keeping time and offering you your meditation. Each pose we will be in for about 5 minutes. No need to keep the time. I want you to rest and linger, maybe even 7 or 8 minutes. So just relax and let me take care of all of the details for you. Come up onto hands and knees. Have your pillows in front of you the long way on your mat. Bring your knees wide, just like you would in a child's pose if we were doing this without the pillows sprawled out straight on the floor. Bring the pillows in between your knees. Here's where, if this is not high enough, or if it's going to squish down too much when you lay down, you can take your blanket, make some additional height by making a roll the long way. Just make sure you don't have any wrinkles or bumps because you will feel them as soon as you start to relax. You can also take your flat pillow, or any pillow for that matter, and put it on top. Once you get your props situated, come down to rest your torso on your props. Take your hands, flip your palms up, and tuck your fingers right underneath your props. You can start with your head twisted to one side. I will pick this side just for demonstration purposes. And as you can see, my back is in a relatively flat plane. If this is too much on the lower back, you can use your blocks to give yourself a little more height. Put them underneath, giving yourself a little bridge. Now you can see that my back is inclined a little bit more this way. So it takes a little bit out of the knees, the hips, and the lower back. So come into your level of comfort. I want you to really make a fuss here. So use your props, get comfortable, and make a fuss. Make this feel really good. You can cover your body with a blanket draped over your back. When we are on our backs, you can use eye pillows, which I highly recommend. Remembering you can pause this at any time to get any more delicious props that would make this practice even more soothing. Once you come into your restorative child pose, close your eyes here. And allow yourself to get very heavy on your props. Let them support you in every aspect. Your lower body, your pelvis, mid-body, upper body, and finally, your head. Rest heavily. Breathe fully, deeply. Let the breath begin to soothe the nervous system, inviting the nervous system and body to relax completely in this fully supported shape. Take in these words. Beloved, reject the reality of everything. Deny the universe of appearance. Say no to the phenomenal world. Reside in the secret place inside. As joy rises in the heart at this sudden freedom, enter there and dwell. as you're resting comfortably, as the joy begins to express itself in your heart. Bask in that joy. Reside there. It is safe. Safe to feel and experience. Reside there. Without any disruption, simply lift your head and turn your cheek to the other side. Rest the head down and settle and breathe. Resting, breathing, sinking into your experience. Letting everything else go. Any ideas of your day that is laid out before you. Any to-do lists. The idea of everything. Release it and relax. Begin to invite 3 more deep breaths into the shape. Inhaling so deeply that the ribs expand on all 4 sides, front, back, and sides. Letting the lungs fill to their capacity before you exhale, releasing the air back out into the world. Inhaling again, filling all the way up beyond the collarbones. Exhaling, release your respiratory muscles. 1 more very deep breath. Inhale to fill and expand and grow and nourish. Exhale to release and let go. Open your eyes just a slit as you start to invite the awareness of the room back in. You can pick your head up, turning your head from one side to the other very slowly. Take your hands out from under the pillows or your bolster, turn them palm side down, and let them gently press you back up into a seated position. Come to sit the long way on your mat with your legs stretched out in front of you. You can use something relatively flat underneath your sits bones to help tip your pelvis forward. We're coming into a forward fold, a restorative caterpillar. Take your props and this time let them rest long on your legs in front of you. You may need quite a bit of height here in caterpillar pose. You have your blocks. You can use underneath your pillows the long way again to make your props a little bit higher. Once you're here, you also have a pillow. Come into a forward bend that feels good in your body. Here's where I would be this morning. You can see I'm propped up pretty high. Again, you can take your hands, let them rest on your props if your arms are able to relax, or you can bring them down by your sides. Turn your head to one side, rest your cheek, and rest your body. If you find that your props feel too high at any time during your practice, you can take a level out, a layer out, and let yourself come into a little bit more of a forward fold. We are not coming into a deep stretching sensation. Restorative yoga is very different from yin yoga. Here, we are truly coming into a resting space, giving the nervous system a tune-up. Find your shape in your forward fold. Close your eyes and find your breath as you settle in on these words. Contemplate the entire universe. Imagine it is a magic show on the grandest scale imaginable. Fabulous art, an immense painting in motion. God is a magician, whirling galaxies of fire, juggling atoms and planets and us. Everything is fleeting. Meditating on this magic, great happiness rises in the heart. Contemplating this entire universe as a magic show. Fabulous art, an immense painting in motion. God as the magician, juggling atoms, planets, and us. Remembering that everything is fleeting. Meditate on this magic, letting great happiness rise in your heart. Take a deep breath as you slowly lift your head and turn your head to the other cheek, resting comfortably. What if our lives, experiences, or acts in the divine play? The ancient yogic scriptures say it's so. Our life's experiences are tendrils emanating from our very existence, our very own personal universe. Be the spectator. Watch the magic show as it's being played out before you. Delight in every single act. Let joy rise in your heart. Letting each breath be the curtain that closes on each moment. In each inhalation, the curtain opens again, showing you and revealing to you the next moment of play. Become that spectator. Witnessing your life playing out before your very own eyes. With curiosity and exploration, excitement, and joy as you peer from one moment to the next. Invite 3 more deep breaths into this restorative caterpillar shape that you have made for yourself this morning. Feel into the entire back body that is open wide, receptive, expansive, and the opposite front body that is curled in, quiet, dark. Slowly begin to open your eyes, just that little slit. Once again, letting the awareness of your surroundings come in very quietly. No matter where your hands are resting, place them both palms down on the floor and slowly, slowly start to press your way back up to seated. Coming out of these shapes as carefully as you have come into them. Place your props aside for now as I guide you into the next shape. We're going to come into a reclined butterfly. I'm going to give you 2 options. If you have blocks and you would like some height in your butterfly, place 1 block on the medium height. I'm going to go on this side. For some reason, my video has changed its lighting. It decided I needed less of it. So we'll go with it. Place 1 block on the medium setting height and the other block higher. Take your pillows or your bolster and set up a little ramp for yourself. You may have to adjust your blocks once you get there. And as you come into this, you bring your sacrum and tailbone right up against your pillows using your hands to bring yourself down. Once you get here, that further away block likes to tip. You may collapse a little bit and have to rebuild, maybe coming into a flatter block if you use pillows. They're a little softer than a bolster. So here I am with my slight incline. The soles of my feet are together, my knees are splayed out wide. If this feels like too much for you, take your pillow, place it right underneath the outside of your hip. In fact, I would recommend this. Take your blanket and you can fold it and place that on the other side. You can get an additional blanket to cover your body. Arms can be out with your palms facing up. If you feel more receptive, if you would like more grounding, simply rotate your forearms so that your palms are resting on the floor. Stay here. If you don't have blocks or you want a flatter experience, simply remove the blocks, place your pillows flat on the floor, come into this in a flatter experience. Make sure that you take care of your neck. If your head is tipped way back, you can bring your hips a little bit further away from your pillows and offer your head a nice flat pillow. I have put the edge of the pillow right in the curve of my neck. Again, this should be restorative, not a deep stretch. You can then use your blocks on the outsides of your thighs. I am propped up. Very, very relaxed. So take your version of this reclined butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. It has a few different names. Use your eye pillow here, cover yourself with a blanket. Get comfortable and quiet and rest. And take in this next offering of meditation. Take a deep breath. Exhale it all out. Close the eyes and receive. Drop the thought, I am this body. Abandon the limitation. I am only here in this specific place and time. Embrace this instead. I am not my body. I am not this place. I am not this time. There is no place. There is no time. Realize I am everywhere, sustained by infinite bliss. Continuing on our journey of dropping the illusions and limitations that we place on our existence. Resting into this infinite bliss, radiating from our heart space. am not my body. I am not this place. I am not this time. There is no place and there is no time. I am everywhere, sustained, fed, nourished, nurtured, supported, held, loved by infinite bliss. Breathing, sinking, resting, letting the soundscape, the sounds that you experience on this video or in your own environment, be like weighted anchors taking you deeper and deeper into your experience. Begin to invite 3 more very deep breaths into this shape. Take advantage of the spread apart ribs. Imagine you're breathing into all of the spaces in between them. Extending the breath all the way out to the very outside edges of the lungs. You must breathe very deeply to do that. Exhale, squeeze the belly button in toward the backbone. Remove any lingering stale air. Inhale fresh, new oxygen and nitrogen. Exhaling out wastes carbon dioxide. One more big breath in. Remove your eye pillow. Once again, invite just the slightest amount of light back into your vision. You can use your hands to help close your knees like a book and slowly roll over onto one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Curl up. Tuck your knees way up towards your chest. Curl up into a ball. And take a few deep breaths here. Slowly press your way up to seated. We're coming into a restorative half frog. Half frog pose. This is in honor of Helen, our yoga frog behind me. Half frog pose, as you know, you start on your belly and you bring your knee curled up. I really hope you can see this. You bring your knee up towards your armpit, but the entire inside of your leg, the entire inside edge is resting on the floor. So is the inside edge of your foot. In a restorative half frog, you take your pillow and place it under the length. Take one pillow, place it under the length of your lower leg, just like this. And you can take your other pillow and place it under your head. So you really make this restorative. Once you're here, you can push your pillow away from you slightly to really make some space in your hip, making space, not feeling into a very deep stretch. Use your pillow, hug your pillow into the side of your head, close your eyes, and relax. Cover yourself with a blanket if you need it. Let your breath soothe you and invite you into a deep relaxation of this shape. And take in the sounds of my words. Expand your awareness into the bodies of other living beings. Feel what those others are feeling. Leave aside your body and its needs. Abandon being so local. Day by day, constrictions will loosen as you become attuned to the current of life flowing through us all. Extending your awareness into the bodies of other living beings. Feeling what those others are feeling. Leaving aside your body and its needs. Abandoning being so local. As you become attuned to the current of life flowing through us all. As we find ways these days to connect in very different ideas, techniques, opportunities, different ways of connection than we have ever connected before. Allow yourself to abandon the ways that you thought were right. You're becoming much less self-centered and more so centered as a community. Together at home is a new tagline for this time. Breathe deeply. Take 3 more of your deepest breaths yet in half frog on this side. Tuning into your own wisdom body, your teacher within. Make your way over to your other side by straightening your bent leg, moving your pillows over to the other side, using this transition to practice great self-care. Slide the other knee up toward the shoulder, keeping the inside of your leg on the floor, and place that pillow the long way, the length of your shin, so that your leg is supported from your knee all the way down to the inside arch. Use your other pillow underneath your arm, hugging it in, resting the side of your head. You can push your bent knee away from you, making a little more space in your hip, but not too deep of a stretch. Find your breath and relax once again into half frog, closing your eyes, covering up. Resting, nurturing body, mind, and spirit. Letting this restorative class be a doorway to deep, deep rest. Together at home, bringing into your awareness the presence of others, even without physical proximity. Sending love, sending peace and joy. Care and concern. Let's take 3 more deep breaths in our half frog on this side, signaling to our body that it's just about time to do something else. No hurry, no worry. Taking all the time we need to get there. And when you're ready, you can begin to bring some movement back into your physical body by straightening out that bent knee, putting your pillows aside. Stack your hands with your elbows out wide and just place your forehead on your hands. You can bend your knees, windshield wiper your legs from side to side if you'd like to, or just stay flat, shimmying your hips from side to side. One more full breath here, and as you exhale it all out, take your time to slowly press your way back up. We have one more restorative series we will do on each side. It's a twist, and I'm going to give you an option. You can come into your twist on your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And as you let them roll over to the side, you can place your pillow on the side of your body and let them rest, stretching out to a T. This is much more receptive and open. The other option I would give you is taking your pillows, placing them once again the long way, bringing your hips right up to the edge of your pillow. Your legs can be mermaid style, meaning just bend your knees and let them rest on the floor. You can bring one leg out a little bit further. You can see that my top knee is tucked toward my heel. If that's not comfortable, you can fold your knee more underneath. Make your legs comfortable. Bring your torso so that it is aligned over your pillows. And as you come down, rest your head. You can turn your head in the opposite direction of your knees. My neck does not like that. I actually need more support. So I like to bring an extra little pillow on top and turn my head in the same direction as my knees. Once here, you can flip your palms up toward the sky and tuck them underneath your pillows for a little more support. Stay here in your twist. Belly down or belly up, it is your choice. Find your breath. Close your eyes. Use your eye pillows and take in the sound of my voice. You are stunned, powerless. You thought you knew what was going on, and now you realize you do not have a clue. You are stopped in your tracks. Everything within your skin is shaking. Enter this shaking. Get curious. Look around inside with wonder. Unmind your mind. All the walls have fallen down. Go ahead and dissolve. The one who has always been, who has always seen much worse than this, is still here. You are stunned and powerless, thinking that you knew what was really going on, realizing you do not have a clue. You have been stopped in your tracks and everything within you is shaking. Enter into the shaking and get curious. Look around inside with wonder. Unmind your mind. All of your walls have fallen down, so go ahead and dissolve. The one who has always been, who has seen much worse than this, is still here. Breathe, rest, and dissolve. Let the walls fall down around you. Sink into your practice, letting go, knowing that the one who has always been with you is still with you, supporting and loving, nurturing and nourishing. It is safe to let go. Once again, tune in to the teacher within, the one who is always within, guiding you in every moment. Slowly, with great care, making your way into the other side of your twist. If you are belly up, simply bring your knees into your chest. Switch your pillows over to the other side, letting the knees fall softly over. Rearranging your arms and closing your eyes. If you are belly down, taking your hands out from under your pillows, placing the palms back on the floor to press your way up. Simply windshield wiper your knees over to the other side. Reset your hip up against your props, changing the height if you need to do so. Turning your torso to be in line and parallel with your props as you slowly lower down. Resting, turning your head either away from your knees or in the same direction. Fussing, moving, wiggling, snuggling, covering, closing the eyes, and finding the breath once again, settling in. Ravenous with hunger, exploding with joy, sneezing uncontrollably, burning with desire, reeling with amazement, staggered by grief, freeing from danger, desperately lost. Intensity awakens, wild attentiveness everywhere. Ride this shockwave inward to touch the great self, the power from which you arise. Ravenous with hunger, exploding with joy, sneezing uncontrollably, burning with desire, reeling with amazement, staggered by grief, free from danger, desperately lost. Intensity awakens, wild attentiveness everywhere. Ride this shockwave inward to touch the great self, the power from which you arise. Feeling safe to feel it all, letting the intensity of your emotions, the spectrum of your emotions, enliven you. Wake up every cell in your being. Feel it all as your life and your experience. Taking 5 more of your deepest breaths, even yet. As you rest in your final restorative shape, this twist that you have built and made for yourself and settled into. Imagine in your mind's eye the most restorative, relaxing, final relaxation pose that you can build for yourself. Coming into Shavasana at your own time and in your own way, releasing this twist in your very own way, customizing it, individualizing it, making it your transition. You can rest on your back with a pillow under your knees, a blanket covering your body and your eye pillow over your eyes. You can snuggle up on one side with a pillow between your knees, coming into the fetal position. You can find your way over to a wall, putting your legs up, or rest on your belly. This last shape is all you. Tune into what you need and find your way there now, quietly, with intention and on purpose. Coming in to this final shape, knowing that you can linger there as long as you want to. We have come to an hour in our practice. Managing your time, keeping track of where you need to be or where you want to be. Make your way. I will end this practice after I read you this meditation, as I want you to linger and feel free to stay in Shavasana as long as you want to. Close your eyes and take in these words. Abandon all of these attitudes of wanting to prolong pleasure and avoid suffering. Let the heart be itself and feel whatever is there. Freed from clinging and avoiding, the heart regains its poise and revels in creation. Plunging deep into its center, discover that the heart is moved by a pulse that is everywhere. Abandon all of these attitudes of wanting to prolong pleasure and avoid suffering. Let the heart be itself and feel whatever is there. Freed from clinging and avoiding, the heart regains its poise and revels in creation. Plunging deep into its center, discover that the heart is moved by a pulse that is everywhere. My wish for all of you is a peaceful, inclusive, welcoming day. Sending love. Rest deeply.